everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Cowboys going up against the Eagles. The opening kick of the new season is straight ahead. We turn it over to our broadcast duo of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are just off I-95 at the home of the Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field on the south side of Philadelphia. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. An early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, it should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game, there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Brandon Graham able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Brandon, with the last couple of plays for the offense not being good at all, my thought process as a coordinator, get the ball in the hands of my best player and see if I can salvage anything out of this drive.
Third and long for Prescott. Room here to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth. So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
Throwing his Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on third down. Now Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be a second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Second down, Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Michael Kendricks coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Prescott from the gun on third. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, you know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
This is a Jay. Whoa! Jay's going to go. The 30, the 20, 10, touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. Then he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. On second down, Elliott. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with third down and just a yard to go.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Prescott from the gun. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Prescott finding his big receiver, Bryant, there for a Cowboy first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Prescott now on second down. Over the middle, complete. That's Burton. And he gets it down to the 32. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Prescott to throw it. Out left side here to Bryant. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. It's caught by Bryant. And that's a big collision. He's knocked backward as they will mark him down at the 18-yard line.
Well, this game continues to evolve in the NFL. You know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
A second down throw for Prescott. Shoving through the defense. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jordan Hicks coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6, an unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now it's Ajayi, and he'll get this one up to the 26. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. David Irving in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded at the 20. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And out will come the offense as they take over. Elsewhere, second quarter in D.C. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Kirk Cousins, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A reminder coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of our first half.
LR, that's my man.
That's your guy. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Bryant with a catch right side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 7. call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Wentz now on 1st down. They set up the screen to Ajayi. And he'll get nothing out of that one. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Space to maneuver at the 40. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. From midfield, here's Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. David Irving in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He's going to look deep down the field. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for... Action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Around the NFL, we've got a 2nd quarter score. It's the Dolphins that have grabbed the early lead over the Jets. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. They'll begin the drive with Ajayi. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Second down following the run. They run again with Ajayi. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wentz. Steps away to his left. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the first.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch him do it. It's an integral part of the quarterback run game, and he gets it done very, very well.
Yeah, you don't like sneaky athletic, do you? That's just kind of a jab in the back.
Yeah, not when it doesn't apply. I think that's a stereotype that needs to be broken down for him.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. He completes it to Jordan Nelson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Throwing on first is Wentz. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
On first down, Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he'll be knocked down sideways. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. Now Wentz. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And Sturgis able to knock it through, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
2nd down, Prescott throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Completes it to the rookie from North Carolina, Ryan Switzer. And he will be hit with a lot of force and spun down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Prescott stripped, and the Eagles have recovered. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. And this one's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And welcome back. We are in the city of Baltimore. The Eagles on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And Sturgis able to knock it through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that what against symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Prescott now on second down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brandon Graham in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
The Cowboys on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Prescott from the gun. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Wide open receiver complete. 20 yards on the pickup there. And the Cowboys are going to get a first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
Prescott down. He's airing it out for Williams. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins.
Well, you're trailing. It's the fourth quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
To throw is Wentz. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Anthony Hitchens coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. And Wentz not going to take the snap here. Instead, he turns and calls a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw, it's Wentz. Throwing right, and that's complete. They chalk that one up. It's a gain of 34 on 3rd down. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now. They
run with Ajayi. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. An Eagle first down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Here's Ajayi, and he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Wentz to throw on second down, and down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Charles Tapper in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense. Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 36. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Now Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And some space here. And avoids the contact by sliding. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. 5 yards on the pickup. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Looking to throw. Prescott.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. 1st down, Prescott. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And again, it's Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. They'll throw again. Prescott. He's going to let it. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you along.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening.